Most high ticket businesses don't have a lead problem. They have a qualification problem, meaning they don't actually know who they can help and how to qualify them in their lead form. And because they don't know who they can help, they build ads for everyone. They create forms that let anybody through. And then they wonder why sales feels messy, exhausting, or inconsistent. So let me give you a simple reframe. A sales qualified lead is not someone who is interested. A sales qualified lead is someone worth spending time on. Every unqualified call doesn't just cost you time. It drains energy, confidence, momentum. So before you write another script, create another ad, before you even touch your lead form, you need to define a minimum criteria. For high ticket services, every lead must pass 3 filters. Filter number 1 is reality. Can they buy? That means, are they the decision maker? And do they meet a minimum budget level? These are hard disqualifiers. If someone answers the wrong answer to these 2 questions, they're out. They don't get through. This doesn't mean you're greedy. This means you're a business owner. The budget question isn't so much about exact numbers either. It's about a comfort level. And that's why ranges work better than an exact dollar amount. The second filter, do they actually understand the problem that you solve? This is where most advertisers get it wrong. They expect the salesperson to do all the education, but the ad should do a lot of that heavy lifting for them. You'll notice this if people start mentioning your ad or the ad that they came from on the discovery call. That's a very strong signal that they're getting value before the call. This third and final filter is intent or willingness. And intent matters more than budget. Are they willing to answer the questions? Are they willing to commit effort? This is why friction isn't bad. Friction filters tourists from buyers. And here's an important mindset shift. Bad leads aren't bad people. They're just early. But curious is not the same as sales qualified. Education plus time moves people from curious to sales qualified. But not everybody belongs in a sales conversation today. Once you define these things, your lead form becomes very obvious. Every section of your form maps back to one of these 3 filters. Can they buy? Do they understand the problem? And do they have the willingness to engage? And bonus, because the form can only be submitted once, it means people can't game it just to get through if they fail the first time. One more thing advertisers miss, that your sales cycle matters. If your average sales cycle is 7 to 14 days, you cannot judge lead quality on day 1. A lot of leads get labeled as bad simply because no one followed them up quickly enough. So here's the rules. You must define your minimum criteria specifically before you write your first script, before you shoot your first ad, and sure as shit before you create your lead form. When you do that, your ads get clearer, forms get cleaner, and sales get dramatically easier. Look to create a framework that allows you to create process between ad and lead form qualification that is so good that it makes your sales team's job easier. If you want my sales qualified checklist, the exact framework I use to define minimum criteria and turn that into lead form questions, just comment the word SQL below and I'll send it over to you.